Hello and happy Thursday. It's February 8th. I am MJ and this is a general reading for the collective. And today I'm going to use my Unfinished Business, a Ghostly Tarot. And I just want to give you all a heads up. I sent the artwork over for Liminal Forest to Shuffled Ink. And I'll be getting that order into them, so I need to have the final count here soon. So just if you're interested in that deck, just like these other decks, there are no guarantees of a second printing. I always hope that there will be enough demand. And it does look like there will be for Unfinished Business, just kind of going through your comments and the reaction of those who have already received their decks. I feel pretty confident that there will be a second printing of this deck and the pocket, and that goes for the pocket version of the Raven's Dream as well. All right, let's dive in here and see what we have going on. And I'm so happy that many of you have already received your decks. It makes me just so happy. You have no idea. It's like that final step, you know? All right, let's dive in and see what these spirits have for us today. The first card is that energy that's influencing us. It's the energy behind our mood, our decisions, how we'll perceive or react to this upcoming situation. That's the next card. And then we'll call upon the house ghost. Thank you, Jeff. And we'll see what that outside influence brings to the party. You know, what energy do they contribute? And then we will check in with some advice and see what the spirits have to say. All right. Shuffles like a dream. All right. So the first card, the influencing energy. Who's appearing first today? We have, great. Hey, Death. Hi, how you doing? Feeling a little sad, aren't you? Okay. So death, death comes in as a transitional energy. It guides us into a new place, but in order to get there we have to say goodbye to something. We have to let go or release something into the past. We have to acknowledge that something has come to an end, that its time is no more. Death can be a very gentle process if we allow it. We can embrace death and look at it not from a place of being fearful, but in an optimistic or a hopeful lens where we're like, oh, we're transitioning away from something into something new. It's still an energy, though, that has us feeling a sense of loss, of acknowledging that something has come to an end, acknowledging that it's time to move on. Sometimes we have those moments, right? Have you ever had that moment when you're at a job or you're in a relationship and it's like the fog lifts all of a sudden? You're like, oh God, I've got to leave this place, or I've got to leave this relationship. You recognize that the time has come, that it doesn't hold the same weight. It doesn't nurture your spirit any longer. It doesn't fulfill you, that it's become dried up or it's dead in some ways, metaphorically speaking. And it's that acknowledgement that death brings, that energy that death brings. It's the awareness that it's time to move on. So let's see what we have here. And the funny thing is we all experience that, right? That's the thing about death, that it's unbiased. We all at some point experience some transition that takes us out of something into something else. So coming up, very interesting. All right. So this is a pivotal moment here with this Wheel of Fortune. And I feel like you're feeling this influence of death, right? Maybe releasing something that doesn't serve you any longer, recognizing where there might be something in your life that you're hanging on to, but it's like watering a dead plant. No matter how much you water it, you're only going to get water on the floor. It's not going to come back. And so that might be something that's going on, whether it be like your job, maybe you already know, like deep in your heart, or you know that, it's time to let go of something, that it's not going to improve. There is no hope for future growth. And I feel like once that is acknowledged, this wheel of fortune, these fates that are sitting there looking down, they're waiting for you to make that step, to move that wheel a little bit so that you can move into a better position. But it's hard to move the wheel when you're hanging on, when you've got like a grip on something in the past that isn't serving you. You can't move that wheel forward. And so these fates are just hanging out, and they're just looking and waiting, and they're watching from above, and they're saying, hey, like, we're bringing you this energy of death. Death is here. It's nearby, right? Don't run away from it. Maybe he can be a little scary. He doesn't mean to be. He's not trying to hurt you. What he's trying to do is help you release something. And he's a very gentle. When I created this death, I imagined a very gentle energy, one that isn't there to scare or to provoke, but rather to guide you into something new. And it can feel really intimidating, though, to have that presence of something coming in and telling you it's ending, right? But in order to move forward, that's the way it needs to be. And sometimes we like to hang on to things hoping that we can revive it, but you need to call, time of death, right? I think we can all, I don't know about you, but I can, when I think about like pivotal relationships in my life, like, long-term relationships, I can call the time of death, like the moment that it was over, and you know when it is. And so let's see who's coming into this party, because it's kind of a melancholy sort of party where we recognize that something needs to change. We know that something needs to go, that we need to release ourselves from something that has passed on and isn't serving us any longer, so that we can open up this door to move the wheel of fortune, so we can move into a better position. Ace, look at this. See, so do you get where we're going here? This is wonderful. You're being offered this gift of creating something that holds the potential for security, to create a strong foundation. You're being offered a seed that holds promise. If you think about when you get a package of seeds, right, and you look at it and you're like, each one has this potential to grow into something magnificent. And it just takes a little bit of work, takes a little bit of knowledge, know-how, how to get those seeds to transform. So whoever this is that's coming in to the situation, what they're bringing to you is an opportunity. And they're bringing you this opportunity because that wheel is moving in the right direction. And this is an opportunity for you to move away from something that has not served you perhaps in a while, but maybe you just had a hard time letting it go, and move into a direction where things are moving where they're supposed to go, right? You're moving in the right direction. Perhaps, this death here is something that you've been lingering in for so long. Maybe you recognize that something isn't working. It's draining your positive energy, or it's draining your energy in general, right? And it's time to release that so you can move that wheel. It's like this too shall pass, but you have to let it pass. All right, let's see who's coming in here. What's spirit? I also think it's interesting that none of these are none of the cards here represent earthbound spirits. These are all spirit guides in this deck. They're higher beings. They've never had an earthly form. They guide from above. Okay, so who's popping in here? Oh, hello. Okay, so here's the Queen of Swords. So here, we have this beautiful queen who's independent, who has wisdom with her, who has lived a life full of experiences, and she uses those experiences to carve out her path, to understand where she's going during the hunt. This is a time for you to step into your inner Queen of Swords. You have experiences that you can draw upon. You have the wisdom of a life lived. Use those experiences to understand what needs to go, where this death is manifesting in your life, and do so fearlessly. This Queen of Swords is not afraid. She's not a shrieking violet. She is someone who goes into the woods alone. Well, except she has her pet here too. She does have her pet raven with her, but essentially, she travels with an understanding that she has what it takes to overcome any challenges. She has the mental fortitude to confront any obstacle, knowing that she can overcome it. And so have that energy with you. Walk in her shoes. Let her come into your space and guide you as you release something, as you let it go, so that you can move into this new wonderful direction. The Wheel of Fortune is moving in your favor right now. And that's just confirmed because of the Ace of Pentacles down here. We can see that the Wheel of Fortune is moving in a positive direction because it's opening up this door to the Ace of Pentacles. And that there is a seed that you have to plant. A seed that holds promise. A seed that if you nurture it and you take care of it and you do your research and you ensure that everything is done as it should be, can grow into something magnificent. So much love, peace. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.